Which grill is right for you? Now, this is a question only you can answer, but I'm going to give you my insights into 8 different pieces of cooking equipment that I have on my patio that I use regularly. And I'm going to tell you what I think of each of them. And you can now make up your mind as to what grill is right for you. Now, I have videos using and cooking with all of these grills that I'm going to talk about in this video. They're going to be linked in the description, and we're going to put them in the end cards up on the video as well. So be sure to just lock in and check this full video out. So the very first grill I'm going to talk about is my open fire grill, which is the Oklahoma Joe's Firecraft. And at the end, I'm going to tell you what grill is my favorite and which grill I cannot live without. So those are 2 separate grills. Wait till the end. I'm going to reveal that so that you guys can see what my favorite grill is and which one I can't live without. So the OK Joe Firecraft is an open fire grill, but it's not a Santa Maria. It has 2 18-inch grates that can swivel in and out, so you can cook multiple things, and the grates also go up and come down. This grill uses wood fire, charcoal, and wood chips, wood chunks, anything in between, and you can create steaks, you can do ribs, you can do chicken, anything you want to try cooking over live fire. This grill can accomplish that. Now, it's very small in size, so I kind of wish it was a little bit bigger, and you know, for now this will do until I get myself an actual Santa Maria grill. So the next grill up that I'm going to show you guys, this is the Oklahoma Joe's Longhorn reverse flow. Now, this is really just a standard backyard offset smoker, except this one is reverse flow and not traditional flow. Either way, traditional flow versus reverse flow really doesn't make much of a difference with your end product. Really, reverse flow, I think, takes more fuel, and traditional flow is really more conservative. But either one, as long as you learn good fire management practices, you will be able to nail simple cooks on this grill time after time, and it gives you the best flavor for the money. The offset smoker is something that I use pretty much for medium cooks. So I would say medium cooks are like anything 3 to 7 hours. I don't like to do briskets on this offset smoker just because a brisket's going to take me typically 12 to 14 hours. I'd rather do something 5 to 6 hours on the offset. That way it doesn't take my whole day. If I'm going to do brisket on the offset, I would rather smoke it, and then I would move it to either the oven or a pellet smoker and finish it that way. It is kitted out with the charcoal basket from Lava Lock, and I will link that below, as well as the Lava Lock baffle plate for reverse flow smokers. Now, with the reverse flow and using the baffle plate, I get even temps across the cooking chamber between 7 and 10 degrees plus or minus. So that is really, really good. So if you're going to get one of these offset smokers, I highly recommend you get a baffle plate. Lava Lock makes really good aftermarket products for all your production model grills and smokers. So make sure you go check them out. And if you do, you can use code KUNCHI for 10% off at checkout. Up next, we are going to talk about the Oklahoma Joe's Bronco Drum Smoker. I have the Bronco Pro model, which is a 22-inch grate, versus the regular Bronco, which is an 18-inch grate. Really, the size makes a big difference, but you can accomplish everything on the smaller Bronco that you can do on the bigger Bronco. The bigger one just gives you more volume and you could do bigger pieces of meat. This smoker is actually my daughter's favorite smoker to use since she is learning to do some barbecue with me. It is one of the easiest grills to master and control, and literally you can just leave this cooking, go about your business, go to work, go to the store, take a drive, come back, and as long as you have your fire set up right, you will not lose temperature or you will not have spikes. If you want to find out more about how I run all of these smokers that I am talking about in this video, make sure you go check out my book, Wrangling Fire, in Amazon. I will link it down below in the description so that you guys can go check that out. Now, the Bronco Drum Smoker is one of the most efficient smokers that you could ever use. And there are many brands of drum smokers and many different styles, but Oklahoma Joe's in this version of the Bronco really nailed the efficiency with this one. I know they came out with a brand new one recently. I've not got my hands on it yet, but I think I will soon, and I will show you guys how that is versus the traditional style. This Bronco Drum Smoker has no mods that I've added to it. They typically come with hanging racks and hooks to hang ribs, to hang your chicken, stuff like that. And they also sell other accessories for it on the Oklahoma Joe's website. So if you're interested, go and check those out. The Bronco Drum is one of the smokers that I recommend the most. Now, up next on this list, we have the 22-inch Weber Kettle. The 22-inch Weber Kettle is the grill that I wish I had when I started to learn about barbecue. So if you're a beginner and you are thinking about getting into barbecue, you're thinking about buying your first grill, I absolutely recommend the 22-inch Weber Kettle. Whichever variety you go with, just do not get the one from Walmart, okay? Get the 22-inch original that has the deep bowl, not the shallow bowl. You're going to regret it. Now, the 22-inch Weber Kettle is one of the oldest, most tried and true designs of grills ever. And it is just one of the most universal, one of the most versatile grills that you could grill, barbecue, and smoke on. If you want to start learning about barbecue, you got to get you a Weber Kettle. And if you have a bunch of different grills and you love barbecue, you still need to get you a Weber Kettle. I believe it is a grill that every person needs to have in their arsenal to make it complete. So now we're going to talk about a griddle, and this is becoming a staple in my backyard. I've only been using this griddle for the last year or so, and it has really opened my eyes to what I've seen a lot of people, been doing over the last few years. Now, I have the Weber Slate. It is a 36-inch cooktop with carbon steel. And out the gate, this griddle is way superior than all of the other cooktops out there because it's rust resistant and you do not need to season it. All you got to do is keep it clean, put a little bit of oil on it, does not need to be swimming, and you are going to never ever see rust. I live in the state of Florida. I live close to the ocean, and I have no issue with rust or moisture standing on my griddle. Now we're going to talk about the Pellet Grill. Now, this seems to be one of the most controversial conversations around barbecue is, are you still man enough when you are rocking a pellet grill? Now, I think as long as you are participating in the craft of barbecue, use what you can. Pellet grills are a tool in this vast space of barbecue that you can use. There are people who need the convenience, who don't have the time to do what you have to do on an offset. And I feel like that gives everybody an opportunity to be participating within the space. Now, a pellet grill is not the grill, so I'm not telling you that it is the end all be all. But as per the definition of ovens, we are all cooking on ovens outside, as long as we are in a heated cooking chamber. This pellet grill is the Weber Searwood, and this is the XL. It's a 36-inch cooking surface. This one comes complete with the rotisserie kit from Weber as well. So if you guys are interested in checking this out, remember all of the links are down in the description below. And yes, I do get a kickback if you buy from any of my links in this video. This video though is more about the information than trying to sell you any particular product. Now, I have used a few pellet grills that are on the market, and the Weber is my newest, and so far it is my favorite. I have done briskets, pork butts, beef ribs, I've done chicken, I've done wings, I have done catering cooks on that thing, and we get great bark, great flavor without spritzing, without doing anything extra to create any flavors. I do not need to use a smoke tube in there, nothing like that. This grill performs just as it says. And one of the really cool things about this grill is that you can actually grill open fire on this. So you can set it just to be a grill, and you're gonna get crisp, you're gonna get char, you're gonna get grill marks, unlike other pellets. This grill also has a griddle insert that came from Weber with it. They did give me this grill for free to try out, and I absolutely love it. I would not return it. If I had to go and buy another pellet grill, I would buy the Weber Searwood. Now for the next grill in my lineup, we have the Weber Kettle 26-inch. Now, yes, the 22-inch and the 26-inch are pretty much a very similar style of cooking, but they do cook a little bit differently. The 26-inch uses a little bit more fuel to get to the result that you want with the 22-inch, but now have the latitude to cook at bigger volume, and you can cook bigger pieces of meat. So if you have a brisket and you're trying to use the snake method, yes, you're going to be using more fuel in the 26-inch, but your fuel, your charcoal, your lit charcoal is now further away from your brisket, so it gives you more peace of mind. Grilling 10 pieces of chicken on the 22-inch versus the 26-inch, I'm going to choose the 26-inch every day. Now, my one downside to the 26-inch is the lack of accessories versus the 22-inch. So it's very hard to get a rotisserie for the 26-inch per se. It is out there, but it is very expensive. I would much rather stick with the 22-inch if I'm looking to use a lot of accessories. Now, when Weber dropped their new 26-inch design last summer, they did give a refreshed grate, and they have now a bunch of different accessories that you can use within the grate system. However, that is pretty much all, and we kind of want some more love for the 26-inch. Now, up next and last but not least, this is the Weber Summit Komado. Now, this is my favorite Komado that I have ever used, and you guys have seen me cook on the green egg. You guys have seen me cook on a ton of different pieces of equipment on my videos. The Weber Summit Komado is the best Komado out there, and I have receipts. A Weber Summit Komado is a 24-inch cooking surface, which is similar to the XL Big Green Egg. And one of my favorite things about the Weber Summit Komado is that it will not crack. If the wind knocks it over, it will not crack. If it gets Extremely cold, it will not crack. If it's extremely hot, it will not crack. And I think that is absolutely one of the greatest values that exists within the space of the Komado. Another of my favorite things about the Komado is that it is very responsive to vent changes. So if my temperature is running up to 275 and I want to dial it back to like 225, and I make incremental changes in my vent settings, it responds within 3 to 5 minutes. If you are trying to dial back your temperature on a green egg or any of the ceramic brands out there, you have to wait hours for that thing to come down. And so for that reason, I cannot recommend any of the other Komados over the Weber Summit Komado. It just does really, really well. Now, one of the things that I dislike, and I think it's the only thing that I dislike about the Weber Summit Komado, is the thickness of the deflector that comes with the grill. I wish they had some kind of stone or even a cast iron deflector to kind of help keep down the hot spot below the meat. Now, if you cook on it enough time, you will understand how that operates and you'll be able to adjust. You'll be able to flip your meat, move your meat around and all of that stuff to avoid getting, too much bark in one spot or whatever. But I still would recommend it over the others because it is very responsive and you can control this very, very easily. Super efficient. I have run this grill for 33 hours on accident and it was still burning hot. Thank you guys for checking out this video, and I hope it was able to shed some light onto which grill you should get. Now, I'm not making a specific recommendation to you because that decision is going to come down to you based on all the information that I've given to you. Now, as promised, I'm going to tell you which one of these grills are my absolute favorite and which ones I cannot live without. My absolute favorite of all the grills that I have is my Bronco Drum smoker. It is something that you can set and forget. A lot of my cooks on the Bronco, like briskets, pork butts, I can do 5 pork butts on here. I can do 3 briskets on here. A lot of these cooks are done overnight and I don't have to sit up. As long as I'm up for about an hour and a half to make sure the grill is where I need it to be, once I go to bed, it will never change when I get up in the morning, as long as you know how to set up your fire right. Now, shameless plug, make sure you go check out my book, Wrangling Fire, up on Amazon so that you can see how I set up and run all of these grills and see if that will help you make your decision which one of these grills you should get. My grill that I cannot live without, even though the Bronco Drum is my favorite, the grill that I cannot live without is my Weber Kettle 22-inch. The Weber Kettle 22-inch, I can do everything. I can grill, I can smoke, I can barbecue, I can make pizzas. I can do so much in this grill. It is just one of the most versatile pieces of equipment ever put into the barbecue space. And there is no chance that I'm gonna have a backyard without a Weber kettle in it. Thank you guys for watching this video. I appreciate everybody reaching out. Make sure you drop your questions in the comments if you got them. We can't wait to see the feedback and hear what you guys have to say about all of these grills. But let me know how many grills you have in the comment section and which one is your favorite. Thank y'all and see you in the next one.